So it's 2024 and I'm hunting North A Zone. If you don't know what North A Zone is this big unit that covers a majority of California, and it's infamous for being dry, hot, and noisy. My goal is to shoot a buck with a bow in A Zone. That's really difficult because A, it's about 100 degrees routinely. The season is in July in A Zone. Everything's dead, the grass is super crunchy, and I'm really wanting to make it happen on a buck to get the year started right. I've been out to this area hunting several times this year and had a couple of really close calls, but nothing yet. So I was really optimistic when I rolled up this morning and was getting everything unloaded from the truck, and I started hearing some movement in the brush nearby. I thought, this may be a buck. So I slowly walked over about 10 yards to try to see what was in the brush over there. All of a sudden, out of the brush comes busting a huge sounder of pigs. There was probably 20 of them. They took off running down the hill and through a wash out of my view. Well, I thought, I'm here to deer hunt. I really want to kill a buck in A Zone with a bow, but there's pigs right there, and pigs are delicious. So I ran back to the truck, I grabbed my bow, grabbed a GoPro thankfully, threw it on, and off I went chasing them down the hill. My goal was to catch up with them and try to work around and get ahead of them. So when I saw them going up the hill on the other side of this dry wash, I knew that I just needed to wait for them to top that rise, go down the other side, and just run after them. So that's exactly what I did. They crested that hill and went down toward the wash on the other side, and I just took off running. Now these hills are small hills and washes in this area, so they're only about 50 yards apart. So I knew that if I could get to the crest of the hill that they had just crossed over, when they went up the other side, I'd have a 40 to 50 yard shot at one of them. So I crested that hill, and I waited, and there were no pigs. For a second I thought they did the vanishing thing like everything seems to do when you're out hunting. But then I started hearing something, and I knew they were in that dry creek bed going downhill, which was my left to right. So I was like, yes, I may have an opportunity here. So I hurried to get ahead of them. I worked down the ridge about 40 yards, and then I cut through some brush so I had a clear view of that creek bed right there. I got set up. I see him coming out of the creek and up across the hill sideways. So I get my rangefinder out, hit a range. It's 35 yards. Picked out a lead sow, and no sooner did I draw my bow than she stepped out from behind this bush, giving me a shot. The thing went exactly where I wanted it to go, right through the pump house. She took off running and squealing. All the pigs scattered. I tried to load another arrow. I was ready for if another one was going to give me a shot, but they weren't stopping anytime soon. So now it was time to blood trail this pig. Well, that didn't take too long. I could tell by the amount of blood on the grass that it was going to be a short track. But I've got here. Stand right here. See those dirt? It's right here. She went about 100 yards and turned over in the grass. It wasn't hard to find her, and I was super excited.
Oh, these bees don't waste any time getting over here. She's a goner, boys. Oh my goodness. So we went in the back, kind of far back right there. You see that? Because the angle she was standing quartering away. we came out right here, look at that. Been wanting one of these pigs out here for a while. There's a deer standing on that hill just staring at me right now. Wondering what's going on. Well guys, we got it done on a pig. We were out here for deer, but that's why I always bring a pig tag everywhere I go in California, because you never know when you're gonna run into a group of swine. So I'm stoked, I'm super happy. Kind of ends my deer hunt for today, unfortunately, but I've got tonight and tomorrow morning and night to hunt deer. So for now, I just need to clean her up and get her back to the truck, and we'll be good to go. Call it early morning, go get some brekkie.
Turned out to be a perfect eater pig. I got her drugged down the hill to the nearest road that I could get my truck on, gutted her up, threw her in the truck, and we were on our way home. The hunt didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it to. I was hoping for a buck in A zone so I can brag to all my buddies, but I was happy with the consolation prize of a nice little sow. We were eating on that sucker for a couple months, and I'm telling you, those things are delicious. They're eating those acorns, and they're tasty. It's one of those hunts that kind of epitomizes hunting to me, is that it almost never turns out exactly how you're gonna plan it, but if you're adaptable and you are willing to compromise on your plans a little bit, you can usually come away with a pretty cool experience and harvest something. The takeaway here is always have a backup plan. If you're deer hunting, buy a bear tag. If you're hunting in an area that you know there's bears, buy a bear tag, have that sucker ready to go. Because if you get the opportunity to make it happen on a bear, you're still coming home with something. The same goes for pigs, as you saw in this hunt. I wasn't planning on killing a pig, but I had that tag in my pocket. And now in California, you only have to buy one pig tag per year, and it's good for as many pigs as you can shoot. So definitely buy that. I think it's only 25 or 30 bucks. And anytime you're out, if you see a pig, you got an opportunity for some meat. Guys, we appreciate your support and following us along. We've got all kinds of super exciting stuff that's happening this year. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and stay updated with what we're doing. We've got a super cool bear call coming out. We've got some new gear and merch coming out. You guys don't want to miss anything that's happening at the Grizzly Brothers channel. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next video.